Hello class, I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to finish the chapter called Reindeer Games. It starts on page 142, and my shout out today is for Benjamin. This chapter is pretty competitive. They're playing basketball and you're a competitive person too, so you're gonna like it. Okay, here we go, page 172. Remember, Junior's basketball team at Rearden has a game against Welpenit, his old high school on the res. Okay, I'm about halfway through where it says the morning of the game. The morning of the game, I'd woken up in my res house, so my dad could drive me the 22 miles to Rearden so I could get on the team bus for the ride back to the reservation. Crazy. Do I have to tell you that I was absolutely sick with fear? I vomited 4 times that day. When our bus pulled into the high school parking lot, we were greeted by some rabid elementary school kids. Rabid means extremely angry. Some of those little dudes and dudettes were my cousins. They pelted our bus with snowballs, and some of those snowballs were filled with rocks. As we got off the bus and walked toward the gym, I could hear the crowd going crazy inside. They were chanting something. I couldn't make it out, but then I could. The res basketball fans were chanting, "Arnold sucks, Arnold sucks, Arnold sucks." They weren't calling me by my res name, Junior. Nope, they were calling me by my Rearden name. I stopped. Coach looked back at me. "Are you okay?" he asked. "No," I said. "You don't have to play this one," he said. "Yes, I do," I said. Still, I probably would have turned around if I hadn't seen my mom, dad, and grandma waiting at the front door. I know they'd been pitched just as much crap as I was, and there they were, ready to catch more crap for me, ready to walk through the crap with me. 2 tribal cops, policemen, were also there. I guess they were for security. For whose security? I don't know, but they walked with our team too. So we walked through the front and into the loud gym, which immediately went silent, absolutely quiet. My fellow tribal members saw me, and they all stopped cheering, talking, and moving. I think they stopped breathing. And then, as one, they all turned their backs on me. It was a friggin' awesome display of contempt. Contempt means hate. I was impressed. So were my teammates, especially Roger. He just looked at me and whistled. I was mad. If these dang Indians had been this organized when I went to school here, maybe I would have had more reasons to stay. That thought made me laugh, so I laughed, and my laughter was the only sound in the gym. And then I noticed that the only Indian who hadn't turned his back on me was Rowdy. He was standing on the other end of the court. He passed the basketball around his back, around his back, around his back, like a clock, and he glared at me. He wanted to play. He didn't want to turn his back on me. He wanted to kill me, face to face. That made me laugh some more. And then Coach started laughing with me, and so did my teammates, and we kept laughing as we walked into the locker room to get ready for the game. Once inside the locker room, I almost passed out. I slumped against a locker. I felt dizzy and weak, and then I cried and felt ashamed of my tears. But Coach knew exactly what to say. "It's okay," Coach said to me, but he was talking to the whole team. "If you care about something enough, it's going to make you cry, but you have to use it. Use your tears, use your pain, use your fear. Get mad, Arnold, get mad." And so I got mad. And I was still mad and crying when we ran out for warm-ups. And I was still mad when the game started. I was on the bench. I didn't think I was going to play much. I was only a freshman. But halfway through the first quarter, with the score tied at 10, Coach sent me in. And as I ran under the court, somebody in the crowd threw a quarter at me and hit me in the fricking forehead. They drew blood. I was bleeding, so I couldn't play. Bleeding and angry, I glared at the crowd. They taunted me as I walked into the locker room. I bled alone until Eugene, my dad's best friend, walked in. He had just become an EMT for the medical clinic, or for the tribal clinic. "Let me look at that," he said, and poked at my wound. "You still got your motorcycle?" I asked. "Nah, I wrecked that thing," he said, and dabbed antiseptic on my cut. "How does this feel?" "It hurts." "Ah, it's nothing," he said. "Maybe 3 stitches. I'll drive you to Spokane to get it fixed up." "Do you hate me too?" I asked Eugene. "No, man, you're cool," he said. "Good," I said. "It's too bad you didn't get to play," Eugene said. "Your dad says you're pretty good. You're getting pretty good." "Not as good as you," I said. Eugene was a legend. People say he could have played in college, but people also say Eugene couldn't read. You can't read, you can't ball. "You'll get him next time," Eugene said. "You stitched me up," I said. "What?" "You stitched me up. I want to play tonight." I can't do that, man. It's your face. I might leave a scar or something." "Then I'll look tougher," I said. "Come on, man." So Eugene did. Eugene did it. He gave me 3 stitches in my forehead, and it hurt like crazy. But I was ready to play the second half. We were down by 5 points. Rowdy had been an absolute terror, scoring 20 points, grabbing 10 rebounds, and stealing the ball 7 times. "That kid is good," Coach said. "He's my best friend," I said. "Well, he used to be my best friend." "What is he now?" "I don't know." We scored the first 5 points of the third quarter, and then Coach sent me into the game. I immediately stole a pass and drove up for a layup. Rowdy was right behind me. I jumped into the air, heard the curses of 200 Spokanes, and then saw only a bright light as Rowdy smashed his elbow into my head and knocked me unconscious. Okay, I don't remember anything else from that night, so everything I tell you now is secondhand information. After Rowdy knocked me out, both of our teams got into a series of shoving matches and push fights. The tribal cops had to pull 20 or 30 adult Spokanes off the court before any of them assaulted a teenage white kid. Rowdy was given a technical foul, so we shot 2 free throws for that. I didn't shoot them, of course, because I was already in Eugene's ambulance with my mother and father on the way to Spokane. After we shot the technical free throws, the 2 referees huddled. They were 2 white dudes from Spokane who were absolutely terrified of the wild Indians in the crowd and were willing to do anything to make them happy. So they called technical fouls on 4 of our players for leaving the bench and on Coach for unsportsmanlike conduct. Yep, 5 technicals, 10 free throws. After Rowdy hit the first 6 free throws, Coach cursed and screamed and was thrown out of the game. Welpenit ended up winning by 30 points. I ended up with a minor concussion. Yep, 3 stitches and a bruised brain. My mother was just beside herself. She thought I'd been murdered. "I'm okay," I said, "just a little dizzy." "But your hydrocephalus," she said. "Your brain is already damaged enough." "Gee, thanks, Mom," I said. Of course, I was worried that I'd further damaged my already damaged brain. The doctors said I was fine. Mostly fine. Later that night, Coach talked his way past the nurses and into my room. My mother and father and grandma were asleep in their chairs, but I was awake. "Hey, kid," Coach said, keeping his voice low so he wouldn't wake my family. "Hey, Coach," I said. "Sorry about that game," he said. "It's not your fault. I shouldn't have played you. I should have canceled the whole game. It's my fault. I wanted to play. I wanted to win." "It's just a game," he said. "It's not worth all this." But he was lying. He was just saying what he thought he was supposed to say. Of course it was not just a game. Every game is important. Every game is serious. "Coach," I said, "I would walk out of this hospital and walk all the way back to Welpenit to play them right now, if I could." Coach smiled. "Vince Lombardi used to say something I like," he said. "It's not whether you win or lose," I said. "It's how you play the game." "No, but I like that one," Coach said. "But Lombardi didn't mean it. Of course, it's better to win." We laughed. No, I like this other one more, Coach said. The quality of a man's life is in direct proportion to his commitment to excellence, regardless of his chosen field of endeavor. That's a good one. It's perfect for you. I've never met anybody as committed as you. Thanks, Coach. You're welcome. Okay, kid, you take care of your head. I'm going to get out of here so you can sleep. Oh, I'm not supposed to sleep. They want to keep me awake to monitor my head, make sure I don't have some hidden damage or something. Oh, okay, Coach said. Well, how about I stay and keep you company then? Wow, that would be great. So Coach and I sat awake all night. We told each other many stories, but I never repeat those stories. That night belongs to just me and my coach.